All right, well, welcome everybody. Game Over Cancer, everybody here in Strider Stream. My name is the Elder Spork. I'm joined today with my commentary colleague Dash Retro, and we're gonna have a real fun race here. This is the Super Mario All Stars, all for any percent. Let's introduce the runners here, Dash. We've got Mars02, roopert83, RoyLT, and SuperMegaDav.
Yeah, definitely four of the best Mario players in the world when you consider how good each player is at all four of these different games and running them right in a row.
Absolutely. Mars is currently 6th in the world, Rupert's 9th, SuperMegaDav is 14th, and RoyLT is 18th. And this category, the all for any percent, does have a pretty good leaderboard. So these are the top runners here to put on a show today. I will say before we get started, I have made an incentive on Twitter. Any of these guys get below my PB of $37.27, I'm going to donate $25 up to $100. I encourage everybody to match that donation. Let's get this all going. So without further ado, Dash, do you want to go ahead and start the countdown?
Sure thing. I'm assuming all the runners are ready, so I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and then there will be a go. All right? So
3, 2, 1, go.
Yes, but that wasn't it. The countdown is now.
Not now.
All right, not now when I say go. All right, if everybody's ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I'm seeing everybody come through here. I do have a little bit delay on the screen here going through. What we're going to be doing is we are going to run this in chronological order. I'm assuming they're all either using the emulation or the actual Japanese cartridge. That does have a speed advantage in a couple of the games, namely SMB2U and SMB3, I believe, off the top of my head. But as you can see here, the any percent, they're going to be getting Fire Flowers. There are some significant differences in the SNES port versus the original 8-bit version we're used to, right, Dash?
Yeah, and you mentioned the speed bonuses in 2U as well as 3. There are actually a couple very slight speed bonuses in the first two games as well, 2 and 2J, being that sometimes you can get Mario to slide down on the right side of the pole, which saves you time having to turn around during the animation. So yeah, all four games have a little bit of a bonus using the Japanese version.
So there are going to be some familiar things that you're going to see here in the 90% run, as you would the NES version. As we see right there, unfortunately, SuperMegaDav took the hit. He's going to power up. Hitboxes have been changed here, especially with the Piranha Plants, as you see in 4-1 with, I've already got Roy and Roop through there, Mars right behind, Dave not too far from there. They want to get the Fire Flower and blast these because unlike the NES version, you cannot just jump over those plants. The hitboxes, which are usually the bottom 2 pixels of the plant, are now all 4 pixels, and it is impossible to make that jump as Small Mario.
Yeah, so these two first couple games are going to go by pretty quickly. The thing I mentioned about the right side of the flagpole slide, Mars actually just got it there. I noticed that Roy and Roop did not. We'll see if Dave does it. Yes, he does. So sliding down the right side of the pole like that, like I was saying, it saves a little bit of time. It's going to be a lot more prevalent in Mario 2J, where the setup for it is more common. You'll actually see the players jump at the flagpole backwards every time to proc that happening. It's a little weirder in this one. There's weird triggers you have to do in the level to make it happen.
All right, so there's some cool things here that you saw them do. Primarily, you're going to want to go ahead and do that duck jump and slide. That's going to push Mario over in order to do the wrong warp. You can take the bumps, but when you're big, the game forces you to the right of the screen to trigger the wrong warp like you see going through there. And much like the actual one, we're already into World 8, so this is a fast start.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This game is going to go by very, very quickly, being that it's about a 5-minute category for runners of this level. The Japanese Mario 2 will go by a little bit slower, but still pretty quickly.
Absolutely. So 8-1's just a nice long level, maintain, blast all your enemies with the fireball. You're not going to see too many pipe jumps. Again, with the fixed hitboxes, pipe jumps have a much more narrow window in the SNES version. So running with fire is just the marathon safe way. I do know recently there's been a lot of lowering of the any percent all-stars time below the 5-minute mark, so that's been heating up recently going through. But here in the marathon, nice and safe. Not a lot to say here. 8-2 is your standard jump up here. Maybe see some of the Xerox BBB strats. Not 100% sure, but we'll see what they go through.
Yeah, it's interesting what you were saying earlier about the larger hitboxes on the Piranha plants. That has a great effect on the difficulty of the any percent run when you run it small, because that ability to be able to jump onto the lip of a pipe and then over the plant is so much more precise on this version.
Absolutely. We're going to come into 8-3 here. 8-3 is usually a run killer. It is a marathon unsafe level just because those hammer bros can be jerks. With Fire Flower, not so much, because not even a hammer brother could survive a fireball to the face. So,
yeah, and great. I just love the parallax scrolling of this level.
Absolutely, the intentional bonk. There's not a whole lot of difference besides powering up for strats from the any percent run. We will talk more about the differences in 2J and 2U, which is an entirely different category from what people might be used to seeing on the NES. So 8-4 here, Dash.
Yeah, so 8-4, I mean, I think most people know you got to go down these pipes in a very specific order, but there is one tricky thing, which is yet another wrong warp. We'll see... Let's see. On the bottom left, Roy is coming up to it right now. Normally, you're supposed to go past that pipe and into the next one, but if you scroll the camera far enough, then you can just jump back into the pipe, and it works, and it's slightly faster than going all the way.
But again, the fixed hitbox is also in the fire level here, too. It's not tight of run. You do see Duck Swim there, which is possible in the SNES version. Looks like timer-wise, I'm trying to see where everybody's at. It's not perfectly synced. But it looks like from the screen, Roy's going to be the first to finish to go on to the next one. Yes, resetting the console. As soon as you touch that axe going, doesn't matter that you take the hit. And we are going to be on to Super Mario 2J. I think everybody except for Rupert is going to be running Mario. This is what I love about 2J, is the fact that you have the choice. And yep, we're going to get some Ouija action. And that's near and dear to my heart, Dash.
Yeah. So I wanted to point out real quick that it looked like Roy and Mars were just about tied at the end of Mario 1. They both had a 509. So as far as I'm concerned, they're tied in the lead right now. And yeah, you mentioned Mario and Luigi being playable in Mario 2, where unlike the first game, they have a different feel to them. Luigi starts and stops just a little bit slower, but he jumps higher. So just straight up running in a straight line, Mario's going to be a little bit faster because of the acceleration. But Luigi's higher jumps allow for different pathing, which can be faster in some areas, safer in a lot of areas. I'm a Mario guy myself, though, so I'm liking that we're getting a 50-50 split on representation here.
And I am the Luigi runner here, so I can explain some of the stuff that's going to be different. You're going to see the Mario guys play it safe here. Wait for that. Luigi, nope, I'm going to go ahead and jump up on top of there in order to get down to that pipe. A couple other tricks that they could do. Oh, SuperMegaDave's also going Luigi, too. I'm actually surprised, but not surprised on that one. So that's going to be awesome. Perfect 50-50 split, like you said, Dash. So, but here, again, not going for the wall jump. We'll see if Megadave does it. Megadave's pretty comfortable with the wall jump. I don't know the last time he's run 2J, but I've been kind of using him to learn the wall jump in this category. I don't think he's going to. He is playing marathon safe here, so no, he's going to go ahead and do the climb. So hidden blocks here, already much different than we have from SMB1 through here. The big thing, too, moving from the SNES, from the FDS, there are some of the clips and stuff in there that you would normally see. Routing for the most part is going to be the same, but you're not going to see stuff like tricks like Devil Spell or any of the Blaze It clips coming through there. The big thing too, as you mentioned, going backwards on the flagpole, you can actually do in this version that you can't do in the FDS version, just by backwards jumping into it. That does save time over time from here. So you're going to see them go for that backwards jump time and time again, where in SMB1, there's certain parameters that have to be hit for the game in order to get the game to make Mario spin backwards.
Yeah, and there are really weird things, too, in the first one, like hit this certain power-up block as you run by it. But, yep, this one just jump backwards, saves you about a third of a second, most levels. All right, so right now we're looking at pretty much everybody still within a level of each other, which is super super close. Looks like just rough bro for Mega Dave there.
Yeah, he got slowed up there on the pipe, and it's tough. If you run this pretty smoothly, the bro is not that difficult to navigate. He tends to be in the same spot, but if you slow down just a little bit, goes through there, and Roy takes a death there as well in 4-3.
Yeah,
4-3, you've got the bullet bills. It's a trolley level, and especially with Mario not having the jump height, it's just tough to get that gap right there.
I was gonna point out that gap as he was coming up to it already, because that's like a 3-frame window jump. It's just a super, super tight jump to be able to make with Mario. But then Roy got just the worst bullet bill possible that forced him to jump early, even getting hit. And then, yeah, that ended up sending him into the pit. So hopefully he'll be able to make that ground back up.
Oh, beautiful clip there up on the top left corner for us. So by Mars getting that 4-4 clip, that's going to catch him up a little bit, get some lead time going through here. So Luigi, you're going to see mostly a small only run. You're going to see a small only run. They might grab a safety power up at any point through there, but with Mario, typically the any % route, and they're only going to 8-4. We're not going to be seeing any of the letter levels here today. Tends to be, excuse me, where I was going through. Get the fire up, get the flower. That is the quickest way to get through there, where they'll make up time with the fire kill. Luigi, not so much. So let's see if we get some super jumps here, Dash.
Yeah, and real quick, Dave gets a beautiful Bowser, so he's finishing up World 5 as well. And then, yeah, so in World 5 here, Sport just mentioned the super jump, which is a jump that you have to make up at an enemy, and if you hit him just right, it launches you into the air. Oh, top left
Rupert,
just nailed it.
Super safety.
All right, I think Roy's coming up to it next.
Beautiful job by Mars.
So bottom left, Roy is about to get to the super jump.
Those Koopas might not be in position. Okay. If you get caught up there every now and then, you'll get some bad Koopas where they're jumping towards that brick standing there, and there's just nothing you can do except accept your fate. But he got there. He had an attempt. I don't know if he was playing safe or if he actually went for it, but great job.
All right. So moving on. Oh, and I got confused as to who was where for a second. There's 4 people at once. It's nuts.
Beautiful invisible climb by Rupert. That is a tight jump to get to that platform. That does save about 2 or 3 seconds if you can get that with Luigi. Generally, you can just hit that block and fall down. You will not fall into the cavern. There is another platform there that will catch you. But that is the fastest way to go through 5-2 there. And Rupert is already into World 8.
I gotta say, it's so nice to see all these like really fast stair climbs, because I've been playing Mario 35, and it is so impossible to get a good stair climb in that game.
Well, it's still different physics. It's not as good. It's better than the Mario Maker, but not so much to where we're gonna be here for the All Stars. Rupert just making mincemeat of 8-1, getting through those bros. Mars making mincemeat with the fire. Roy not too far behind, and MegaDave not too far. These guys are so close. This is about a 40-minute run race-wise. Good bros here for Roy. Great job on that.
Yeah, really good improv he did there too, where he was small, so he wasn't able to.
Oh, I love that clip by MegaDave. That is one of my favorite clips to get there on 8-1. So.
All right, and yeah, World 8 of this game is just absolutely, it's really, really great. The amount of like muscle memory for every level that you need to have, and the Mario and Luigi routes are so different.
Absolutely. I mean, it's similar, but there's just like different jumps and stuff that you can take. It's not the worst in the world as far as different routing goes. There's just jumps that you can do that are easier. 5-1. 5-1, 1-2, those are really the primary ones. The difference does happen in the warpless categories. We'll see a lot of different strats, but for the most part, it's just different jumps to get to the same spot here. So
right.
MegaDave does miss the bonk there. I didn't see for the Mario players on 8-2, but you can hit that Koopa, get off of it, go through. Let's get these hidden blocks, and Luigi does not have to wait for that platform. And Rupert is on to the final level. Let's see if he plays safe or if he goes fast here. I'm hoping everybody goes for the buffer jump fast start here at 8-4.
Yeah. Yep. Mars just nailed it on the top left.
Rupert nailed it. Beautiful job. That's great. So what you have to do there, what you see them do is you're actually holding run and jump at the start. You're going to release jump and then press jump again, and you just got like this really tight window there, just a few pixels to land on that bottom step and just jump across that chasm. You're supposed to actually jump down to that bottom spot and then run and jump over. So it's very challenging. Beautiful job here in the G room there. Brushing up against the wall to push yourself back left. You have to tap left as soon as you hit the edge of the screen. Otherwise, you stick to the wall and you die.
Yeah, and the reason for that buffer jump is really bizarre. So whenever Mario first starts a level, until the first time you jump, you actually have weaker gravity. So normally, if you just ran forward, Mario would pass right over the stairs and fall. But if you hold down that jump, that ends the low gravity thing.
And, what a clip by Mars.
Then that allows you to drop down to the stairs and jump off of them. By the way, Mars, yeah, beautiful clip, ends Mario 2J, Rupert right behind him.
So I will say I am noticing about a 10-second difference on my feed from Rupert to Mars here. So we're going on to 2U. We're going to see a couple different strats here. Mars starting with Toad. With Toad, you actually run faster holding an enemy. So he's going to blaze through here. Rupert's going to go ahead and go for the clip. And boom, let's go. And let's just skip that whole part of the level and get right up there. So that will make up a little bit of time from this strat with Toad. Toad is a bit of a safer strat. There is another clip you could do here that Rupert's not going to play. He's going to take the damage here. The other thing is Rupert can jump right up there from that one. So Mars is going to go ahead and toss it down, play it nice and safe. Get that buffer jump to get up there, and we are on to the first Birdo fight. So Birdo does run on a global timer, fires an egg every 4 seconds. So you got to kind of know where you're going to get to the egg and how you're going to get through to the level. Roy having a little bit of trouble here in 8-4 coming through. SuperMegaDav did go for the clip as well, did not get it. He has to take the walk of shame with Mario to get through the end of 1-1.
Yeah, and that's about it. You said it. Top left, Mars just got the fast carpet glitch, which is it's like if you pick up an enemy that's not from that carpet and then jump back onto it, it makes the carpet move at your full running speed, which with Toad is the fastest speed if he's holding a large enemy like that. So you're able to just blast over the top of the level using a carpet.
Dash, I have to interrupt you. We committed one of the greatest sins in Super Mario Bros. 2J history. We did not mention Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
We absolutely missed Bruce. In 8-4, there are actually two Bowsers. The first one we have lovingly named Bruce, and then there's the Bowser. There is also Doug in 9-4. Yeah, Bruce is our friend. He is a pal. And we love Bruce, so I want to apologize to Bruce for totally missing out on him. So beautiful throw there to get that door at the top of the jar. You want to use the top of the jar here. Here's where the difference in the category is from the NES. You're going to see this awesome strat of saving and quitting. We are actually going to go back into this because the game saves up to the world you're at. We're going to go back to World 3, and then we're going to take the warp pipe to get to World 5 to get the warp to World 7, which is the faster category here, the save and quit. Whereas the normal any % run, you actually have to go to World 4 and play out from there. So
yeah, the reason being that World 3 has the best warp, but you warp past it. And this version of the game, though, if you warp past it, you are allowed to then go back, quit out, and continue the game from World 3.
Absolutely. So as you see there, we're going to be going into World 5 for Rupert and Mars. So you're going to see a lot of Luigi from here. Much like 2J, Luigi has this nice, big, long, floaty jump that just makes a lot of these jumps a lot more possible. Peach, you can get through with some of these. She has a float, like a serious float, that just kind of hangs in the air that you can get through this. But Luigi can make these jumps a little bit more easily. This is just a beautiful platforming. This one in 5-2. And 7-1 are just really the pro Luigi levels coming through here. So this Birdo is the second toughest Birdo, in my opinion, that will go through. You see Roop taking damage there. He has to be very careful. Taking those iframes.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the iframes. Yeah, on those Birdo fights, you'll notice that the players will time picking the stool back up to the fireball of the Birdo, because during that pickup animation, you're actually invincible. Which means that it's a little bit easier to do with Peach and Luigi, since they pick things up slower, and thus they get more iframes.
All right, so this is, again, some just beautiful platforming here. There's different ways that you can go through this, but just it's so satisfying actually playing and going through this. It's just hold right and jump at the right times to go through here. You are going to see vine jumps here. So vines and ladders, there's a quicker way to go through here, where the first frame that you're falling off the vine or the ladder, you could actually re-jump and go up through here. I believe it's a 7-frame window with Luigi. It is a 5-frame window with Mario and Peach, and then it's a 3-frame window with Toad.
You're talking about the vine jumps?
Yes.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was even more. I thought it was like 8 frames or something with Luigi.
It might be. 7's just the number that's stuck in my head. I just know that it's infinitely easier. This is the toughest Birdo in the game, 5-2 here. You got that fish there. You've got the double shot there by Roopert. This is the optimal strat. Roopert has been running the 100% all 5 category as of late. I think he is the most warmed up out of the 3 runners coming through here. But you could just get some terrible luck in here. So you're going to see 1, 2, wait for a shot here. As you get later in the battle, Birdo's percentage of shooting a fireball increases, and it's just total RNG whether or not you're going to get an egg or a fireball. So
yeah, that was something I didn't know until I started seeing people run this game, is that, that fact that he actually shoots more fireballs once he gets to lower health. Just a tiny little detail that's really cool.
It's definitely interesting, but it's painful as a speedrunner. So Luigi, there's the there's the warp up there. Take the super jump. He's the only one who could do that like that. Again, Luigi for 7-1. We're gonna just take the bird. We're gonna go ahead, not go with the bird. That's too slow. Let's just jump over everything, because Luigi jumps over everything. That is why Green Bro is the superior bro.
Yeah, I feel like this game kind of accentuates what started with 2J, which is that idea that you know, he might be a little slower and wobblier, but his gigantic jumps just totally change the routing. Absolutely,
and just a beautiful job getting in through World 5 for all 4 of these guys. So into 7-1, there is a chance for that Sniffit to despawn. That is a pain. You have to go back and go through instead of jumping over. Either take the long way or try to redo the Sniffit. So this 7-1 Birdo is also a pain because you got such a tight platform there. Nothing but fireballs, but both Mars and Roopert are making easy work of 7-1 here. So, and on to the final level of the game here, Dash. 7-2 is a Toad level. We're going to see a nice quick start underneath there. That is a tight jump. If you're just a little off, you bonk and you die. So it's as simple as that. So we're going to pick up the Ninja here for Roop and just run past everything. We're going to see one of my favorite tricks, the chain skip. So
yeah, so while you're climbing, you're supposed to be able to climb up into the next section, but the game only does that if you're actually holding the thing. So what Roop is trying to do on the bottom right now, and he just got it, is he's trying to do like the vine jumps like we're talking about, which if you jump up into the top, because you're not climbing, the game doesn't send you to the next room, and you're actually able to get up onto the ceiling, or into the ceiling like Roop just did. And for whatever reason, also as just an added bonus, for some reason, if you do that, Birdo won't be holding the keys. So not only is it faster to get over to Birdo than it would be to do the level traditionally, but then also once you reach him, you just grab the key. You don't even have to fight him.
Absolutely. Now, and the thing that you saw with Mars is because he took a hit and he's smaller, he has a smaller window to execute that jump off the ladder there. So that makes it infinitely tougher. You don't really want to take a hit aside from being able to die, afford to take a hit later here in the Wart fight, because Wart can be the biggest troll in any video games to date.
Yeah, so what we're seeing now, Roop and Mars on the bottom right and top left are both on the final battle of Mario 2 against Wart. You got to throw these vegetables into his mouth, but you got to be super careful because these bubbles that he spits out actually destroy the vegetables. So you'll see some runners try to throw the vegetable into his mouth before the bubbles come out, which requires just like really, really good timing to just know when he's about to attack, because you got to throw before he starts, right?
There are... I'm sorry to jump into you. Beautiful finish by Roopert there. There is kind of a timing method. I know the Japanese runners kind of have a crouch, way to count off when they think he's going to fire. It is the optimal way to get him before the veggie or before the bubbles, because you get the next veggie, and MegaDav just showing why that door is just such a tough boss fight right there. But that is the optimal way to do it, but trying to get at least one cycle on the bubbles, because it's 4 seconds, just like the Birdo eggs, is the best way to do it. So
yeah.
All right.
So those two
SMB3
are into three now.
Let's talk about it.
The biggest thing, in my opinion, about Mario 3 is P-speed management. So this game actually gives you the, pretty much all the Mario games have what we've sort of retroactively named P-speed after Mario 3, which is, your top running speed, where you kind of hit that point where Mario jumps the highest and runs the fastest. But 3 actually puts it on a meter, and has kind of a bigger difference as far as what it does for you. And there's just a lot of very small things that the runners have to do in order to manage how often they keep it versus lose it. Like, you can even keep your P-speed through a pipe if you do it properly. And a lot of the big jump arcs, jump off this pixel to land on this guy, a lot of that stuff revolves on P-speed.
So I will say this category for the all 4 category is the no wrong warp category. We're going to get the 2 warp whistles. We're going to go to World 8. We're going to go through all of those auto scrollers. So everybody, in a little bit, I need to get some hand predictions coming through. It's going to be straightforward, as you see. World 1 here, and both Roy and MegaDav are into the warp fight now, so they're right behind. There is a fun little glitch I'm going to mention. My last thing about Wart. If you catch the veggie and that bubble hits it, Toad still has they still have the animation that they're holding the veggie, and you do have to toss an invisible veggie in order to get another one. So that is just adding to how much Wart is one of the worst bosses in video game history, in my opinion.
Look how cool he looks, though. I'd hang out with that guy.
Oh, the boss music's fantastic. It's just the fight itself, as Roy is demonstrating, is frustrating as all get out. So,
right, yeah. Don't get on the bad side.
We are into World 8 now here in SMB3, the final world of the final game. We're going to go ahead and get some auto-scrollers. So, guys, Resident Sleeper time. Any Resident Sleeper you have, let's just drop it in here. The name of the game through here is just not losing your power-up. I know in the NES version you have to worry about sprite management for lag frames. The NES is 16-bit, so that means it's twice as good. So no lag frames here.
Yeah, if I do have one gripe about Mario 3 in general, it is the fact that when you use the warps, you commit yourself to a lot of auto-scrollers and a lot of not auto-scrollers. I didn't say that correctly, but I think you understood.
Yeah, no, the auto-scrollers can be a little bit more brutal in SMP3 as opposed to SMW. It's just, especially playing World 8, you have, 1, 2, 3, 5 auto-scrollers that you have to get through in order to get to the final, and there's no way to skip any of these, especially in any other non-rope category. You see Rupert playing around, kicking the bomb back to himself, going back and forth. This is just time to do a little bit of swag, have a little fun here, and again, make sure you don't get hit, because the second you stop paying attention is when you take the hit, and then you're not in for a good time.
Right.
As you see there, Mars might have taken the intentional hit. He might go for the Fire Flower power-up in the Navy section. Rupert's choosing to keep his tail through this time coming through.
Yeah, and one thing, just in case you haven't seen it before, because it's something I didn't know about until I saw this game speedran, is that idea that, so the warp whistle takes you to, the warp zone, where you choose which world you're going to go to, but then if you use a second warp whistle in the warp zone, it brings you straight to 8. Which, I mean, it's old news for a lot of people, but not for everybody.
Absolutely. And I just want to underscore how tough this grab is to get this Fire Flower there. That is such a tight window with the bullets coming at you, with the screen scrolling past through there. Rupert and Mars make that look exceptionally easy, but that is an extremely difficult jump to get that Fire Flower through there. So they want to hold on to this Fire Flower through the rest of the game. So.
And as we were talking about just taking the auto-scroller time to just kind of play around, my favorite thing is just the shooting the fireballs to the beat of the music.
Oh, absolutely. So Rupert's going to take a little dip in the chocolate milk here. Not a problem. There is another strat here in the Navy where you can swim under this in the SNES version. It's a lot of mashing swim and holding right. You just avoid all these enemies. It's really preference. There is a chance you could lose a little bit of time by getting caught in there, but really not so much. So Roop getting down in there, and we're going to get another here. And so long through there. The fire kill is the faster kill. It's 5 fireballs there instead of having to hit them 3 times. So.
Yeah, I wanted to point out also Roy got a beautiful Tanuki tail grab for grabbing the warp whistle in the castle. The fast strat where you knock it out of the Q block and then jump right up into it, maintaining P speed and flying up without having to get your acceleration again. Looks great every time.
It just looks so smooth. SMB3 played at optimal is just the best looking game. 1 hand so far. We got the first hand for both Mars and Rupert. Roop is going to get 2 hands. He's going to get the last one here. So loses about 40 seconds overall against an optimal time here for SMB3. Mars only gets the 1 hand. That's going to put him in the lead. And that is just how this goes. It is that RNG there at the end. You'll see a lot of top runners take SMB3 first just because the hand RNG is usually what's going to kill your run. Through here, but Roop's gonna be through the Air Force, and Mars now has that. For all intents and purposes, it is his race to lose here at the end. So,
yeah, and I can't say I'm surprised.
It always comes down to hands. So we do have SuperMegaDav and Roy coming up with hands next, so get those predictions in. If anybody wants to be bold enough to donate $5 per hand, it's only a $15 donation right now, but I am absolutely challenging anybody here in the chat to donate $5 per hand. I am already doing 25 per runner who beats my time, 37-27. So we're going to keep an eye on both Mars and Rue. Actually, they're all on fantastic pace to get there, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like all 4 of them are gonna do it, I think.
Well, that's why I set aside the money for such a great cause. So, you will see Mars not taking the star here. We'll see what Rupert does. There's a couple different ways. You do have a star. Mars, though, does miss the slide here. That's going to make it a little bit more difficult. The enemy's coming through. Ooh, just got enough of that jump there to get up and over. You're going to see Rupert take the star here. It's a different strategy. You don't have to worry about blasting the enemies. You can kind of get through this first section, get your P speed going. Mars is going to take that star into the 8 fort, though, which is going to be another bit of a different strategy here. So where it looks like Rupert's going to catch up, it really will balance out depending on the strats we see through here. But 8-2 is just a fun platformer, especially with fire. Let's see how the hill climb goes.
Yeah, Mars definitely...
takes the hit. That sun is just such a troll.
Yeah, Rupert gained a little bit of time on Mars on 8-1 there, but Mars's improv was super, super good.
Beautiful climb there on the hill by Rupert. He's going to show off, take the long jump there, and go through. But here's the thing. Now with the star going into the fort here, this is going to make it a little bit easier to get that grab, but he's going to be just getting in there enough time to get through the waffles, where you're going to see Rupert have to take it just a little bit slower by using the star in World 8. So it's kind of a trade-off. It depends on how you feel about it. So I didn't see how many hands Megadave got. Did you?
Oh, I did not. Roy got the first hand just now, though. All right, and both...
Megadave got 1 hand I'm seeing there, so thank you so much. So, yeah, 4 hands total out of a possible 12, so we'll see. Mars, though, through the fort and got a good, sizable lead here. So,
yeah.
Now we're going to go into one auto-scroller.
Yep, Mars and Roop on the final auto-scroller before the final level. Oh, Roop will be in there in, 5 seconds.
Yeah, also the having traversed through the different levels here, going down the pipes, up and through. It's just this World 8 is very. I'm not going to call it difficult, but it's definitely not fun for a speedrun category. As great as SMB3 is a speedrun game, World 8 just seems to be tedious. Was the word I'm looking for as I was trying to talk.
I do love these non-auto-scroller levels, though. They are super tough.
Absolutely. Two different strats here on the final auto-scroller. Anybody who hasn't played this game before, if you want to beat this last auto-scroller, just stay all the way to the right and just blast those fireballs. None of these enemies are going to get you, and make sure you jump at the right time. Nothing's going to touch you. This was discovered by Oglib. Shout-outs to him. And it's still one of my favorite strats. Roopert taking a very traditional swaggy route, running over the top of the level here, so...
Yeah, and they're both blasting fireballs to keep their thumbs warm.
Absolutely. You don't want to have cold thumbs coming in here to the final Bowser kill, so... All right, making mincemeat there through, and we're on to the final capsule. The last 8-4 that we will see here in the Super Mario Brothers All-Star All for Any Percent run. That is a mouthful to say for a category, so...
Yeah. Mars goes for the first clip. Didn't quite make it, but that's fine. Doesn't it loses just a couple seconds to not hit that, but it saves a bunch of time if you do hit it.
Yeah, there's a couple different clips you can do here.
Yep, right there, the Everyman clip. Anyone can do that one. I think it was even featured in a magazine or something like that. They might have said it about Nintendo Power.
Possibly. There's another clip there, too, on the donut that you wait for that you can actually go off the top of this and run across to get to the Everyman clip, so... make sure P-Speed management through there, both making beautiful time of it. Coming up here, there's not much to say. Bowser is going to take a decent amount of fireballs here. You can see them jump up to the top. Mars, a little swag jumping off the top of him. He's going to land down there. He's going to take these hits. Bowser... not getting as clean hits as he could have, but that is going to take it home. We're looking at a little over 35 minutes there for... Mars to finish. Roopert gets a bad Bowser pattern there, too. They're going to take just a little bit longer, and Rupert's done as well. So as soon as they enter the door, it's going to be time and time. 35-12 for Mars. Mars is going to be the winner on the all-four race. Just a fantastic run between him and Roopert. Just unbelievably fast here. So what'd you think, Dash?
Yeah, I could have easily seen Mars winning because, he's just... such a good Mario player, but also we've just seen him do races where he's a very good under pressure as well. And then Roop, not far behind. He's been playing so much All-Stars lately as well. And I just I feel like Roop is very well known for the All-Stars, all games categories and such as well.
I will say this much. I don't know how true it is based on his timer. His posted PB is a 35:40, so technically SRC, that is a PB for him. I don't know if he submitted anything since then, so that is a fantastic time for him. Mars was only 20 seconds off his PB, which is just amazing as a runner. So
yeah. And then Roy, it looks like, just judging by his live splits, it looks like he's doing very well compared to his PB as well.
Yeah, Roy is new to the category. He is a Super Mario speedrunner for the 8-bit. He just started this within the year. He was in the tournament. I raced him. He smoked me. I'll be honest here. But,
yeah.
MEgaDav missing that jump right there. That is that's a tough jump right there. But on that start, these guys make it look a lot easier than it is. But Roy just having a fantastic go of it as well. He is definitely within PB. He's within, like, for a marathon, if you're within a minute of your PB, it's just, where you want to be. That's the words I'm looking for.
And one thing I'll say on Roy is you mentioned that he's a little bit newer to the category, and I'm sure he'll be probably one of the top people at it in a very short amount of time. If there's one thing I know about Roy, it's that he runs a lot of different categories, and he gets very good at all of them.
Roy is the meme master as far as Super Mario running goes, so a multi-game category for him is not that difficult. Again, just a little bit difficulty with the Bowser here. They're not getting quite the optimal hits that they want to get there, but MegaDav is going to go ahead and finish here. He's going to be just short of 38 minutes. Again, a fantastic marathon run there, so Roy not too far behind.
Yeah, getting into just the final room before Bowser here. Over the statues. Oh, nice little corner jump there.
Oh, those are always sketch when you get through there. So, but he's good. He's a gamer. Two things you can always say about Roy: he makes Mario go fast, and I always say he's sus. So. He took the hit. He went for the fast strat there. We're gonna have to go ahead and take the long route home. This is going to show a unique part about Bowser in SMB3. His hitbox is only his head, so we're going to sit here. We're going to take a nice long break, wait for Bowser to get through the blocks, and plummet to his doom here to end the game. Roy went for the pro strat there, took the hit, and that is just the unfortunate way to end that run. So it is heartbreaking when you do that.
Yeah, and apologies if a little bit of the magic of this fight is ruined for anybody now that they know that you just stand inside of him.
There's a lot of people who are going back to play SMB3 tonight because they just learned that today. So I didn't see what the final timer there was for MegaDav. He did not stop his timer, but he was definitely just short of 38 there. So we're going to see about a 39-12. That's still well within Roy's time frame there. That would have been a fantastic time without that Bowser kill, but just GG's to, all four runners. This is not an easy category. This is a grind. You have 4 different styles of Mario game that you have to, just adapt to from game to game to go through. So, it's so much fun as a run. So.
Yeah, like I've played a lot of Mario in my day, but I am nowhere near being able to run this category just because there's such a high point of entry as far as like having to know such different styles of games to know all of them.
I mean, if you've run each of the categories to some extent, it's not that difficult. Definitely, I started off as All-Stars. That was the game I always wanted to run. I love this game. I'm truly supportive of anybody who wants to run All-Stars. Obviously, Mario is the run du jour as far as speedrunning goes. Everybody knows Mario. But the All-Stars community is so just warm and receptive. It's most of the people who do run the 2D Mario as well. A lot of the 8-bit ones too, and just we're always looking for people who want to try out the game, want to get into it. It's such a fun 40 to 50 minute run that definitely challenges you for all the different games. So anybody, there's a Discord. We're trying to be a little bit more active into it. Seek any of us out. Mars, Rupert, MegaDav, Roy, Dash, even, answer any questions myself. We can get you into this game. It's just fantastic. I encourage anybody to pick up All-Stars because it is one of just the most fun runs, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If there's one thing about Mario runners, they love talking about Mario. So throw any questions at them. You got.
I'll talk Luigi, too. I'll talk Luigi more than anything.